I'm Miss Andrea here at Adams Memorial Library, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make our turtle craft. You can find this craft along with all of our other summer craft in this summer craft kit bag that you see here. It contains all 9 crafts. It is available if you come in and ask at the front desk at the library, or you can also call us and pick it up curbside while supplies last. For today's craft, out of that bag, you will need a bag that looks like this. It has a turtle pattern in. It also has a rock, and you should see a paint pen in there as well. You will need your scissors, the pack of markers. There's a little cup of yellow paint along with a cup of glue and your paintbrush. Another thing you may want to grab if you have it at home is a pencil just to help you with your template. And once you have all those things, we are ready to get started. To start our turtle craft, as you can see, I have my little guy. I'm going to set him up here. You will need those supplies that I mentioned earlier. Just as a refresher, just the turtle kit. You should have a pack of markers in there, a pair of scissors, and a paintbrush. I also went and got a paper plate that I had lying around just to work on. All right, so the first part that you want to do is the template, and that is probably the trickiest part, only because all rocks are different. So the size of your rock varies. As you can see, this one is different than the original one that I did here. So what you have is, if you open that bag, you have this turtle template, and you can see I made a little note on here. The easiest way to do it, and you can see you have 4 here, so if the first one doesn't go as planned, you do have backups. But what you want to do is the best way to do it is lie your rock onto your turtle template, okay? Once you have it lined up, you can kind of see this whole area here inside your template is going to be made up of that green foam. So if you lie the rock down and you see that there's a lot of excess white here, or what will be green, you can always cut it down or make it smaller. So you can hold the rock and cut with scissors. I find it easier to just lay the rock on it, take a pencil. If you don't have a pencil, you can use one of your markers in your other kit here. And just so keep the basic body shape. So just follow along the template line. But where you see, and I'll try to make this closer so you guys can see, where you see the head kind of come in here, I just draw a line. So I'm still following the template. I'm just kind of cutting in my line where my rock is. And I'll show you to give a better look here once I have this traced. Just getting myself the outline here. Okay, so I'm going to move my rock, and you can see I have drawn a smaller template that will fit more to my rock. If you always cut it too big on the green foam, you can always cut down the green foam as well. And again, you do have backups here. But I'm going to go ahead and take the pattern that I traced, use my scissors to cut it out. So once I have my template cut, I can set the extras aside. The next thing I want to pull out of my bag here is this rectangular sheet of green foam that you have. I'm just going to lay my template down, and then I'm going to trace. I use the writing to tell my front side and my back side, so I'm going to turn it actually upside down. So that way, if there's any stray pencil marks or marker marks when I'm tracing, you won't see them because they'll be on the bottom of my turtle. Okay, once I have this traced, I'm now ready to cut out of the green foam my turtle body. So I have that done. I'm going to take my template, my excess, put it aside. And now I have my body ready to go. Now the next thing that you want to do is, again, lay that body piece flat and put the rock on top. And looking at it, I feel that it covers my rock pretty well. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Again, you can always trim it down if you like, or if you want to make it rounder, just have the scissors and you may need to do some touch-ups. But I think your body is good and ready to go. I'm going to put this aside for now. This part you will need the paintbrush, and you should also have a yellow cup of paint inside your craft kit. So you just want to go ahead and pull that out. Open it up. You'll see you have some yellow paint here to use. This is where I'm going to pull this plane over here. So the first thing that you want to do is go ahead and paint your rock yellow. Now, this is completely up to you. You do not have to paint the rock if you do not wish to. You do have a paint pen here that I'm going to use later. You can see I put a design on this one. But if you would prefer to just use the pen to paint around there, that's fine as well. I'm going to show you how to do it if you do decide to paint your rock yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my rock. Right, so as you can see, I now have it painted. I did not paint the bottom. Sometimes when you paint the bottom, the problem is the glue doesn't always stick. So honestly, what I would do is just paint the top and then around the sides. If you really want to paint the bottom, again, you can. But go ahead and paint just the top and the side parts. And then the other thing is I used one coat and it covered it pretty well, but you do have enough paint. You can always let it dry and add more layers if you'd like it to look more yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside to dry. Okay, so we painted the rock and now the rock is dry and ready to have a design. One thing you might want to do one last quick check to make sure that all the sides are covered around with paint. Again, like I said, if you want to add more than one layer, I like the one layer look, but you can always add more layers of paint. The next thing is going to be putting your design on your rock. So again, if you choose to leave it plain yellow, great. That is completely up to you. It is your turtle. If you want to give it a design, you should have a paint pen that was in that little plastic baggie with this craft kit. So this one I use, so it is already open, but you'll see it has just a little plastic covering that you're going to peel off. And then you're going to want to take the cap off. Now on the side, it does say that you may need to shake it. So what I would suggest doing is once you get that little plastic covering off, give it a really, really good shake and then pull off the cap. Now you'll see my tip here looks pink, like the color of the paint. However, when you first open it, it is going to look yellow until you get the paint kind of flowing on that tip. And how you want to do that is simply by just pressing down on the pen. And you'll see it may take a while and you may feel like there's no paint coming out of this pen, but trust me, it's there. You just got to keep pushing. And then once you start to see your paint flow on the tip, and the tip will change to whatever color your paint is. And as you can see, you'll be ready to use. They work pretty nicely. It's honestly just like using a marker. So on this one, I just did a little polka dots and swirl designs. If you want to give it a pattern, a design, if you want to draw an image on it, that works as well. I'm going to do a little sun on this one. Maybe follow it up with some more polka dots. So you can add as much or as little as you want, but go ahead and put your design on there with the paint pen. Once you're happy with it, or if you have your complete design done, then go ahead and close up that marker. And then you just kind of want to set that aside so that paint on there can dry. I'm going to go ahead and put this aside for a minute. All right. While that's drying, if you want to go ahead and pick up your little body template here, and then this is where your markers will come in. I use the black on this one. You can use any color in your marker pack that you have here. And I just used it to put 2 little dots on my turtle for eyes. If you want to give him a little smiley face or her a smiley face, you can throw in a smiley face there as well too. If you want to design his feet, his tail, give her hair, it's completely up to you. All right. So now I have my face, my body design, and then I have my rock. So if your rock's not quite dry yet, that is okay. Just be careful when you're picking it up. But what you want to do next is going to be the glue part. It's going to be the last piece of our turtle. So This glue will anchor that rock to your foam, but you do have to give it a good, I would say give it maybe a good 20 to 30 minutes to dry. In some cases, maybe up to 40 minutes, but you want to make sure that you really give it a chance to just sit there and dry so that your rock is really going to be attached to your piece of foam. So that way your turtle's not losing his or her shell. All right, so for this part, all I did was I actually used my paintbrush that I used to paint. You can use the paintbrush that's in there. There is only one. So if you have another paintbrush to use or a Q-tip, you can. If you choose to use your paintbrush for the glue, that's fine. Just make sure that as soon as you're done, you go and rinse that really well with warm water. So then that way it won't ruin it for any other future painting projects that you have. But I'm going to go ahead and use mine. Just use a little bit of, dip it into the glue here and just kind of spread the glue on my turtle's body. And you want to give it a pretty good helping of glue. Enough that you're going to see thick white smears on your turtle. All right. And once I feel that I have enough glue on here, I'm going to go ahead and put that aside. I'm going to pick up my rock, place it down, give it a little press, and then I'm just going to let it sit and allow my turtle some time to dry. Once you have that done, giving it that time to dry, your turtle will be good and ready to go. I hope you all enjoyed making this turtle craft with me today. Don't forget to mark your participation in making it on Beanstack by using the code word whale, and also watch for future upcoming craft videos. Don't forget to get all this craft and all the other lovely crafts we have this summer to pick up that craft bag. Again, you can get it by curbside, or you can get it by coming in and asking for one at the front desk while supplies last. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter to find out about more upcoming events this summer.